Good afternoon everyone. I Dr. Sushmita Shah welcome you all again. My today's topic is process of communication. Friend students, see, for the process of communication, basic components are idea and ideation, sender, channel or medium, message, receiver, response and feedback. These are the 7 basic components which we are using for the process of communication. Now question is, why we will go for the process of communication? We need the process of communication to get the better feedback. So that's why we need the process of communication. For the process of communication, we need a base diagram. This is the diagram. See this diagram. The communication starts with the idea or ideation or information. Okay. So keeping some mind, some information, sender starts the communication. The person who initiates the communication, this person is called the sender. For this communication, sender needs a channel. This channel is also called the medium. Okay. Whenever sender uses this channel, that channel can be the different kind of channel. First of all, this is called the verbal medium. What is verbal medium? Verbal medium means oral and written communication. That is called the verbal medium. That communication can be started with the verbal medium. Sometimes communication can be in the non-verbal medium. What do you mean by the non-verbal medium? Non-verbal medium means expression, thoughts, emotions. These are called the non-verbal medium. Other than that, we can use the common frame of reference. What is common frame of reference? Where sender and receiver, both of them follow the same channel. That is, if the one person communicates, other person receives it easily. So that is called the common frame of reference. Next kind of medium that can be called the encoding. What is encoding? Encoding means when we are using some special kind of language, that is called the encoding. After using these kinds of channel or medium, sender passes the message. When the message has been sent, the sender's duty has been completed. That is, when the sender starts the communication with the idea or information, he uses the channel and after that he passes the communication, that is called the message sent. When the message has been sent, someone has to receive the communication, that is called the message received, and the person who receives the communication, that is called the receiver. In that place, message sent and message received, there is a vacuum has been created. A vacant place has been created. See, we are using a red color. So the vacuum has been created. It is called the semantic gap. What do you mean by the semantic gap? Semantic gap means language related gap. That is, if I am talking to you, so whatever information I have passed to you, my sending and before receiving to you, a vacant place has been created, that is called the semantic gap. So we can see the receiver receives the message. Whenever he receives the message, he has 4 duties. What are the 4 duties? He has to receive the message, he has to analyze the message, he has to interpret the message, he has to evaluate the message. First of all, he receives it. Whatever he gets, he receives it. After that, he tries to analyze it. Analyze means he wants to explain it. After the explanation, he interprets it. He tries to understand these things. That is called he tries to interpret it. After that, he needs the evaluation. What will be the result of that message? That is the evaluation. So these are the 4 processes has been created from the receiver side. See one thing. At the time of the channel, whenever we are using it, we use the encoding. If there is the encoding, there is the decoding. Encoding means when we use a special kind of language, that is called encoding. When we decode that language, when we break that language, that is called the decoding. So after using these kinds of process, it is the receiver's duty that you will have to follow a response. That response is required by the sender, because but whenever we are talking about the response can be in a different way. Response can be 30%, response can be 40%, response can be 70%, response can be 100%. When the response has been given in a better way from the receiver to the sender, this is called the feedback. Okay, what is feedback? The receiver's good response to the sender, that is called the feedback. When the feedback has been given, who has given the feedback? The receiver has given the feedback through the response. When the better response has been given to the sender, it is called the feedback. Remember, when the process of communication will be complete, when the feedback has been given, only that time the process of communication will be complete. If the feedback has not given in a better way, the process of communication will be incomplete. Okay, so remember, process of communication is a very important thing in the communication. So this is a journey and you will have to follow it. Thank you.